So today during a press conference at the Busan International Film Festival, after showing off 15 minutes of Avatar 2 footage, producer Jon Landau confirmed most of the first act of Avatar 4 has been completed and most of the film has been designed, saying, "We've completed most of the first act of Avatar 4 and there were logistical reasons why we needed to do that," Landau said in response to a question from Variety. "We've designed most of the whole movie for Avatar 4, but we haven't actually filmed all of it. Just the first act." He also talked about how the visual quality that Avatar 2 will be delivered in this year was not possible in years past, stating, "We could not have delivered what people saw today 5 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. We needed the time to take it to the level that we're able to deliver to people today." Okay guys, so let's break this down a bit. And these are just a few topics that Jon Landau covered, but I will touch upon the rest in the next video. In this one, let's break down these quotes. First of all, he acknowledged that if Avatar 2 would have come out during those other previous release dates, it would not be at the quality level that it is now. And that's not because it wasn't possible, but like he stresses, they needed the time in order to take it to this level. And that has been my main complaint with recent blockbusters, is that they don't get the time. Just to quickly give an example, I think we can all agree, especially those of us who have seen the Avatar 2 scenes during the mid-credits of the remaster, Avatar 2 just looks to be at a different level visually than anything we have seen thus far. But let's look at the list of the most expensive films ever made. We know that in total, the 4 Avatar sequel movies have a combined budget of $1 billion, which sounds insane, but that's for all 4. So divide that by 4 and you see that each Avatar sequel gets $250 million. Now, if we look at the list of most expensive films, if we see movies comparable to it at $250, which funny enough is like rank 17, a movie from this year is actually at the exact budget, which is Thor: Love and Thunder. But look at the difference. One thing you never hear from the discourse of that movie is how great it looked. In fact, most cases you heard the opposite. But it costs the same amount of money. So what's the difference if it's not money? It's time. All you hear about now is VFX artists complaining about the time constraints on these big blockbusters. No one gives the time anymore. In this past decade, no one has actually intended to push the envelope and hit that next level. The remaster shows us that 13 years later, it looks better than most movies coming out today. It's taking James Cameron and another Avatar movie to finally put in the time and effort to show us what that next level is. But the other main topics he covered were that most of Avatar 4 has been designed, as well as most of the first act filmed. He notes logistical reasons as to why they needed to do that, and in a previous video I had covered what those were, but for anyone that doesn't know, during an interview between James Cameron and director Denis Villeneuve, the director of Dune, Cameron mentioned that they filmed part of Avatar 4, the first part of Avatar 4, because on page 25 of the script, there will be a 6-year time jump. So he had to film the parts with the kids beforehand in order for them to not be too old by the time they got around to filming the rest of Avatar 4 and 5. And funny enough, what's the first thing that comes to mind when we think of 6 years in the Avatar franchise? The time it takes to travel between Pandora and Earth. Just saying. But what do you guys think of these comments by Jon Landau on the visual quality of Avatar 2, as well as filming most of the first act for Avatar 4? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all my future Avatar videos. Another video on the rest of his quotes will be coming out soon. As always, thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video.